Karan,
Hmm.
now that things are getting difficult with kharcha and costing, yeah, have you
Yes.
found yourself making choices on what you're going to spend your money on in terms of events? Like, because obviously everything is opened up post COVID, and people were thinking, let's go to everything. But now you're like, actually, let's kind of pace it out and spread things out. So let's say if we have like
Yeah.
an evening to go to see somebody perform, I'm more inclined to go and just watch him perform and come home. I
Did
don't want
that
to do the
roast
whole
beers, didn't we?
meal and stuff after or better because I'm like, this gets expensive.
Well, maybe, well, I mean, the meal is it's more the staying. I guess I like we saw roast beers, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah.
We drove back the same day. We could have stayed
Yeah,
over.
but that was a whole day out in our head that we planned. So it's cool. We batched it, some would say, right, as one full day. But I would say if I'm going to
Mm.
have like a weekend out, I'm like, okay,
Right.
I've already paid for this event. Technically, I'm just paying for travel there and back, really, if I do it to a minimal extent. So let's say if I want to go out again the next day, I don't feel it as much. It's like, yeah, I've just gone to an event that I've already prepaid for and come back. So I
Wait,
won't go to
sorry.
like,
Explain your last. I didn't get that last point.
so let's say I want to go out on the Saturday, on the Friday and the Saturday, right?
Right.
Friday
Right.
after work, I go to a concert. Yeah.
Right.
So all I'm doing really is just paying to go to the concert via
Yep.
travel, public
Yep.
transport, whatever.
Yeah.
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 Then if I want to go out and enjoy the weekend, I can go to have a meal the day after. And it feels like I've done more in my weekend than just spend one night and do nothing Saturday, Sunday. See what I mean? You can kind of spread the money a little bit over the time
Oh,
instead
you're
of
saying
putting
rather
it
than
into like a
doing
whole
batching
day,
it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
So doing
I
the
prefer
food
to
with the
spread
restaurant.
it. So I'm thinking, is anybody else making like a similar choice in this way? Because obviously people are thinking, I got to make my money last for the month now with like costs and stuff. So they're thinking, okay, if this X amount is gone on petrol, that's probably been taken away from say that extra meal I would have gone to go to a concert, right? Have you found yourself doing anything similar, or do you think you would ever do anything similar?
I think when the year started, we booked a lot of shows the back end of last year, but we've hit a lot of them already in the first half of the year.
Yeah,
We've done double digits in terms of shows. We've still got a few left for the back end of the year, but it's more just wedding stuff. But when me and Shindy are looking at it now, it's like you said, if it's drivable back, rather wake up in my own bed. That's number one. If it's a local thing, like a good example is cinema. We go to cinema a lot. It's like, okay, so Star City is very close to our work. So
yeah, but the cinema tickets for Star City is just like
it's
one of the
cheap.
cheapest in the UK.
No,
Let's
it
be
is.
honest.
It's well, £5 every day is super cheap. And then if you go on a Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday, it's 2 for 1. So, and then sometimes we make an excuse just to do our kind of McDonald's date night because we didn't do Mackey's that often. So that's like 10 quid. We can have 2 meals and 2 cinema tickets.
See,
Yeah, that's super thing. But to us, that's still we like the memory of like this is what we used to be like when we were at uni as well. It kind of rekindles that. And it's also like we don't have to, like you said, eat out all the time. Sometimes if we say I'm not going from work and I'm going for home, it's like, okay, let's just have dinner at home. Dinner at home rather than dinner before the film. When we get to film, have some ice cream. So slight adjustments. Um, the only thing I've done a lot of concerts. The only thing I'm looking at now is like kind of more sporting events. Wimbledon's coming up. I would want to go Wimbledon. Apart from that, yeah, I think you just have to look at can you make reasonable adjustments. I
yeah,
do
I
like
found
your
myself
point.
just picking and choosing because I'm like, all right, I think I'm pretty much maxed out for the year now in terms of holidays
Things.
and going places and doing things.
Mm,
Because I'm like, we've
mm,
got stuff happening pretty much
mm,
every month. So I'm like, okay,
mm.
I'm quite happy and content to just leave it now for the rest of the year. There might be like one or two things that are like, okay, you definitely can't miss that. But I think we're pretty much good for the rest of the year now. I'm like, yeah, I'm happy to just leave things as it is because I
And
think we've
that's
done
good
enough.
because I think there was a compulsion. I've definitely fallen into this last probably 2 years ago. Is you look at your calendar, you see what my calendar looks like, and you see empty space. Oh, you gotta fill it, man. You gotta fill those weekends
No,
up,
you
man.
don't have to
Bang,
fill it,
bang,
man.
bang,
Who
bang,
told
bang,
you
bang,
that?
bang. Yeah. Live with Indy, man. Everything's itemized. You got to do things. It's fine. We then have like don't do anything weekends as well. Um, but yeah, you're right. You look at it and you think that's enough because within that, like you said, there'll be some spontaneous stuff you haven't planned for, which will come up and you'll have to do anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. It's definitely people something that people should look at. And these reasonable adjustments are very easy to make. You know, a
They
little
are a
bit
little bit. Yeah, they are a little bit. Yeah.
eating food at home so you can have dessert somewhere. Or the thing is, even now, there's like it's like okay, cinema. I'll always take my bottled water with me. I was like, I'm not. There's no way I'm gonna drink. There's no scenario where if I eat dinner at home, I'm then not gonna have a whole big Coke, right? That way.
No,
Or
no,
if
I'm
I'm
not
not,
going to do that, but I'll take some Bonnie and I'll definitely grab some popcorn.
yeah, yeah. So exactly. What for me at Star City, they have this thing called like the kiddie box. It's like 350. It's got like this much popcorn.
You
It's
said
got
this last time, I think. Yeah, yeah,
that's it. It's got a mini
yeah, yeah.
drink. I think I told you this before. Yeah. And it's got a chocolate bar. Man, this is great value, man. £3.50 is exactly the amount I want. Got a fly here. And then after that, I can still have dinner and it's not like kind of ruining it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas if I have a combo there, KO, man, like you finish that popcorn, you finish that drink, you've ruined your dinner. You can't have anything. It's not
What does suck about ice cream sometimes, though, when you go to the cinema, is you have to time it well.
eating it, you mean? The
No, no,
sound.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no. You have to time it well to get it, sit down and watch, make sure the film starts and then eat it.
No,
If you're
no,
starting
no, 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 no,
trailers
no, no,
and you
no,
got the
no.
ice cream, you're like, oh, fucked it because it's about to melt. So you're like, I gotta eat it
No, no, no,
now.
no. You don't. Well, this is a personal preference. Don't eat the ice cream during the film. When the film is on, I want to enjoy the film. That time pre-trailers when you got ads, not trailers, ads, or even when the lights are still on and it's just like stills which are
That's
changing.
when you want to do it.
You gotta ram it down, man. You gotta get that shit down.
I see.
And then
Okay,
I'm
okay.
ready.
You want the
And then
immersive experience.
I want the immersive experience and cinema etiquette is a big thing, man. I hate when people talk and make noise and just ruining it. I'm the guy in it, like shh.
Do you turn around and say it, or do you just do this, or do you face the front and just go shh?
Depends where the person's noise is. If I
Depends
need
how
to
big
turn,
they are.
I look quite scary in the dark with a big beard. And I just turn around and I just
I'm sure you look really scary with your 5'4" self. Yeah, 100%.
you can't tell I'm sitting down.
You can still tell, but okay.
मैं बैठ मैं ना बैठ मैं
Yeah,
तेनू
yeah.
पता मैं
Just
podcast
because you got a bottle, mate, don't mean shit.
um yeah I think that I think that's something everyone's listening should think about.
Yes.
uh I think it's sensible. I think it means like you said you can have more fun rather than having to sacrifice and just go all and then have nothing for other periods of
For
time.
like the rest of the weekend or anything, which is your free social time.